Cam96 said hell yeah. Evans Forrest said hi.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
At Lucia said AYE.
Hey.
At Lucia said I am on time today.
You are early.
At It's Forrest said how you guys doing?
Yo.
At Lucia said let's go.
We are getting going. I don't know when this one
At
ends.
H. Zolly said hi.
Get ready for some potential dead air, because I cannot remember when this surf session ends.
At Lucia said good morning, sir.
Yo. That's the end right there, I suppose.
Welcome to the Blind Surfer Show.
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys out there? God, I had an incredible weekend. Just a really good, amazing, fun weekend. I mean, Sunday.
Jaden Day P9B said looks.
Looks. What does that mean? I don't know
At
what that
Lucia
means.
said it's actually nighttime for me.
Whoa. The world is round.
96 said best timing. Just after work and directly in my car.
Oh, yeah? So I'm the drive home for you. Now
Game
you...
Beast said good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm guessing you're going to be somewhere in Europe to have this be the end of the workday. Make sure that you're driving on the correct side of the road over there, not the left side. Or wait, no, it would be the left side. God, don't take advice from a guy that doesn't have a driver's license. I'm still vibrating a little bit from my weekend. Is this microphone loud or is it
Corey
me?
French said love your content.
Thank you. Although a lot of people didn't love it this weekend. I posted a video yesterday about how I didn't sound like Markiplier, and it was the worst video I've ever posted. With 2.5 million fans on YouTube, it only got fed to 4,000
At
people.
Lucia said was stressing over exam for a whole week lol.
Oh, that's a long time to stress over an exam.
At It's Forrest said unboxing.
I'm not going to unbox right now. That's
Game
not going to
Beast said
happen.
you sound like Aether from Red Dead Redemption.
Okay. Oops, wrong button. What am I pressing?
Blind
There
Matt
we
Surfer
go.
Show
Hunker
is brought
said
to you
good
by
morning.
Blind Penguin Frog
Good
and Handsome.
morning, Matt
Pour a
Hunker.
mystery box, pump the nozzle, and see if you can determine the scent just by smell. When you're ready to know for sure, peel to reveal. Order today at blindpenguin.com.
Yes, make sure to get your blindpenguin.com soaps. It was a slow weekend on sales, so we still had plenty of boxes. Banana made a bunch on Friday, and if you want to get one, go to blindpenguin.com. Mad Honker LT is in the chat, which I appreciate. I also got your email. I believe I wrote back to you yesterday. Looks like we are going to have some animated...
Powerfish just followed.
Thank you for the follow. Looks like we're going to have some animated emotes over on Twitch. I just didn't have time to get them uploaded before this morning, but starting on tomorrow afternoon's show, thanks to LT and his hard work, you will have animated emotes over on Twitch. That's at Pete Gustin. It is, I think it's 80 degrees in here right about now. It's early. It is, let's see, I'll tell you what time it is. Just after 6 on the summer. 6:19. I was a little slow getting started this morning. Well, it is a Monday. Hopefully you guys are out there waking up. I am a little curious as to whether or not I went live on YouTube Shorts. There were some
At It's
issues.
Forrest said you're so cool game.
Thank you. Wait, I am? Hold on, I'm going to go to my YouTube.
At
No, I'm
Lucia
gonna go-
said I still haven't started the drawing.
I was
I'll start it after my exam though, yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay, let's see. It says that, yeah, that's me. I'm live.
Forrest said you're so cool game.
All right, that's we went back into the
Devlin's Fisherman
past.
27 said yes live on Thai.
All right, that's good to know. Good to know things are
At
working.
Kathy Mackey 6391 said good morning
Good morning, Kathy Mackey.
from Minnesota.
From Minnesota. That's where my cousin
At
is from.
Magnesius 39 said him dancing.
Well, he's not from there. He lives there. It's a good song to dance to, isn't it?
Sarah
The
Cam
morning song.
7808 said good morning.
Good morning, Zara. So, not yesterday. On Saturday, I will tell you, that I had the most incredible day of my life. It started with the
Edit
most
Forrest
incredible.
said good morning from Missouri.
Good morning from Missouri. So we're in Missouri. We're in Minnesota. We're somewhere in Europe where someone is just getting off work and driving home. Although I guess they could have been getting off work and driving home in Massachusetts, in the good old United States of A, if they were working the night shift. I don't know why I assumed they were over in Europe. But Saturday, oh my God, I went out with Nisha, and I had heard that the surf report was not good. The surf report was just supposed to be fine. And we went out, we went to a spot where we saw like no people, and we had the hardest start to the morning. It was brutal. It was horrible. Just trying to get out there. I was getting smashed by waves. I was getting discombobulated. I paddled right into Nisha's butt at one point because, I didn't know where she was, and I came up from behind her. And I got like halfway out and basically was like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. This is too much. I just want to go in. And we turned around, we went back to the shore, and I like had to catch my breath. I started having like a panic attack on my way out to the water. It gets discombobulating on the days when there's just a whole ton of waves. Like if there's one and then another and another, I can hear them. I can kind of time them out and go, okay, I know they're coming and I can get underneath them. But on a day like Saturday where they were like back to back to back to back to back, I don't have sight obviously, and I need to hear what's going on in the water in order for me to orient myself. And I couldn't, it was just too noisy. There were too many waves. And I was literally I was like, ugh, let's go in. I was basically about to be like, let's go get some donuts. And, cause I just didn't want to do it. It was like too stressful. It was too much. But I caught my breath, kind of like recovered from my panic attack, and we paddled back out. It was way easier the second time. The ocean is just a finicky, fickle thing. And the second time we paddled out was much easier. And then I caught wave after wave after wave that were the best waves I'd ever gotten in my entire life. And Nisha was like, it is so crazy to see the range of emotions that you've gone through today. I can tell you more about the last wave that I got, but as I was riding it, and just imagine this, imagine you're blind, right? And like, I never get on the right wave at the right time. We're always just we're in bad spots. We pick like not the greatest spots to surf because I don't like being in crowds. I'm never really in the right position at the right time. I'm just out there having, fun, doing my thing. I got in the right wave at the right time and did all the right things. And usually when I'm on a wave, it's like just noise. It's crashing. And like the way I surf is very exciting to watch. There's just like a lot of motion and splash and everything because I'm doing everything last minute and adjusting. And people on shore are like, whoa, that's a lot. What is that guy doing? But I got this wave that was just so perfect. I got up and I got on it and I heard nothing. I just heard the sound of my board just going cutting through the wave because I was in the right place doing the right thing. And I'm actually gonna see if it's possible to release it as a let's see, I'm getting messages. It's gonna be like, you're off the air. That's just work. That is work in Detroit, which I will do after this. Whoa, what just happened? Why did my microphone just blow up? Well, probably because I breathed into it. And I tell you, this is a sensitive microphone. If I touch the thing with my breath, it'll blow up. But yeah, I realized I was going super fast. Like I was just going so fast on the wave, but there was no turbulence. There was no crash behind me. It was just me riding perfectly, going. And I rode up to the top of it, and I did hear it crashing eventually, but because it was so quiet, I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to happen. Rode the nose of my board up to the top, spun around, came back down, and landed. And I'm definitely going to play some of the footage. You'll probably see it on my face, if you can see, or you'll hear it in my voice. I get off the board, and I walk to the shore, and I was stunned. I was like, I can't believe that just happened. It was quite the experience. I've been riding on a high all weekend. And of course I went out with Brooks on Sunday and the wind and the waves and the ocean completely changed. It was a big crappy, horrible day on Sunday. Very, very difficult day to surf on Sunday, but Saturday got me through. I had quite the day and I was very happy with it. I believe I got the text wrong.
Oh, there's a massive spider in my room.
Well, all right. If there's a massive spider in your room, Banana, when she finds us,
Reddit says good morning.
Good morning.
Sidlin husband says I like to pee. I like to pee. I'm half Greek and I like to pee.
Okay. That's sounding familiar, but I think it was
Added
Pete.
Forrest says good morning, Reddit.
I think you might have found an old.
1334 says love you, Blind Surfer Mans, keep doing you.
Thank you. Piece of goofiness that I left on the
says good luck
internet.
with that spider.
Yeah. When Banana
The
finds
participant
it.
says we were watching your old content all weekend.
Oh God, why is so much of my old content still on the internet? It's not
Table
good.
67,676 says marry me.
I am taken, although I'm not wearing my ring. I keep forgetting it in the morning. But I got to get my old content off the internet. There's some just bad stuff when I was like trying to be funny. I had a different sense of humor back in the day.
Stemengen Adventures says my birthday is on 8/9.
All right, Tom Brady's birthday is today. Happy birthday, Tom Brady. He was out on his $20 million yacht by himself this weekend. There are pictures of him just being out there all by himself celebrating his birthday, which seems a little sad. I don't know what was up with that. I was talking about spiders. You said there's a spider in your room.
says welcome to chat. Pete can hear your messages through text to speech when and if he triggers the chat to read out loud.
Hey.
He can get your message auto-read immediately on Twitch with 200 bits or more or on YouTube with a super chat of $3 or more.
Look at that. It's working.
At David Boyd 8822 says good morning Pete and watchers.
Good
we need
morning.
a name for those of us who follow Pete.
Yeah.
At Lucius says DONTTT.
DON.
At Reddit says but the old content is good.
My old content
At
is
Lucius
weird.
says it's fun to watch through the videos sometimes LMAO.
I mean, I have my old blind surfer stuff is
At
fine
Forrest
from
says, I'm on
2020.
my basketball grind. I'm doing so good.
All right, good job, good job. Oh, I was talking about spiders. Banana, when she sees a spider, she doesn't want to kill the spiders in that. Why am I getting so many messages? I'm getting a bunch of messages. Oh, that's just that is WR 101 WRIF. Everything that rocks. That's the rock station in Detroit that I work for. I think that is my second. No, one of my top 5 longest running voiceover jobs. The longest job I've ever had for. Or the longest time I've ever been the voice of something is Sirius Satellite Radio's Liquid Metal. I've been the voice of that since the year 2000, which is crazy. I've been the voice of WRIF in Detroit, I think since 2008 or 2009, which is pretty crazy because usually the turnover in voiceovers is like you keep a job for like 2 or 3 years and they're like, we need a refresh, got to change it out. So excited to still be with the team in WRIF after all these years. Yeah, but Banana won't kill. She won't kill spiders. She will like scoop up a spider, even if it's like a scary, like, what do they call them, like brown widows or something. She'll like scoop it up either in her hand or a piece of paper, and she'll like walk it outside. She's very, very gentle. Doesn't feel like killing any spiders. Plus, they're usually, if they're in the house, they're doing a good job of getting rid of all the bugs. So for the person that has the spider in your room, if you were Banana, you would just let it be. And Skylar, our little dog, little 9.5 pound dog, when she sees a spider, she just like stares at it. She's like, what are you? And of course, Steve, he like tries to play with it. He's like, hey, little buddy. And he puts his paw on it and he usually smushes the thing. It is a new day. It is a new week. It is a new month. Welcome to August. What new stuff do I have going on? Oh, that
XYY Syndrome says, why do sniggers stink?
I don't know what that one's going to be. I'm going to turn off the chat for a second, just in case that's going somewhere I didn't want it to. Oop, that's me smacking the microphone again. Sorry about that. Blowing out ears first thing in the morning. I was thinking about a summer job that I had when I was working. I was a short order chef back when I was like a teenager at a boat club. It was the same one where I ended up working maintenance that one year and told that horrible story of the flung poop all over the room. But I used to, so we had this big grill. It was probably like 2 feet, I don't know, maybe like 3 feet by 2 feet, and you just make a ton of hamburgers on it. And I was thinking about in the morning when I would make breakfast food for people, and we would take bagels, and literally we had this big bowl of butter, and then you cut a bagel in half, and we had a paintbrush, and you would paint the bagel with butter, and then you'd put it on that grill, and they were good. Like, you ever had like a toasted bagel, like not on a toaster, but like on a I don't know, it wasn't like a skillet, I don't know what you call it, but like a hot top where we made, but that's the thing, we made the burgers there. Like, we made the burgers on that thing, and then you take like this metal scraper and you scrape all the gross nastiness that was coming off the burgers, and then you literally put one of the bagels on top of it, and you kind of cook it on the same thing. I'm not sure if we were supposed to do that. What is the best breakfast sandwich bread? And there is one answer to this. There's one correct answer. Like, if you're having a breakfast sandwich, which I don't, even when I wake up at like 5:30 in the morning, I don't eat generally until after 10, maybe around 10:30, sometimes 11 o'clock. I just can't do breakfast anymore. But if I were to go get a breakfast sandwich, what bread would you put on it? I hate rye, like rye or marbled or any dark bread. Like, that is not good for a breakfast sandwich. And like a bagel on a sandwich is pretty good. English muffin, also awesome. If I were to get regular bread, I would, like I said, not dark bread, I believe that I would want sourdough bread, but this isn't the best thing. This isn't the best thing to put on a sandwich. Sourdough is really good, but the best thing to put on a sandwich.
Says Moon Pie Texas bread.
What is Moon Pie Texas bread? I don't know what that is. It sounds like it could be pretty good.
3D Goose 420 says I like wheat.
All right, good for you.
Table 67,676 says attention. KFC security has stolen watermelon. Please be.
I don't know where that person's
At my
going.
tune, Timiron said hi.
That person's going to make it so that I
Edwin
keep the...
Fisherman 27 says sourdough is the way to go.
Sourdough is the way to go, but it's
At
not...
Lucia says stressing about my exams currently. Couldn't be any better, dude. Sarcasm. Very much.
Sucks that you got exams
At
in the middle of summer.
Adventure says the riddle the question. I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I? At P3RRY Duck says
Thank
hello
you.
MR sir.
Good morning, good
At
morning, good
Lucia
morning.
says also using you as my background noise.
All
Thank
right.
you, Pete.
I'm happy to be
At
your
XX
background
Reaper
noise.
Boyd says sourdough is my second choice.
Yep. So what's the first one?
Sericum 7808 says croissants.
There you go. That is the
Lynn
number
Husband
one.
says fried flatbread.
That is the absolute best
At
thing to have in the
822 says I said sourdough but the chat was paused.
morning. Well,
At
sorry about
Unigam
that.
S5 says hi.
Sourdough is number
Table
2.
67,676 says I love penguins.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Sericum 7808 says any kind of fried bread.
Any kind.
Alex
That's what
Forrest says,
Texas.
Lucius, how you doing?
How you doing it? And thank you for cleaning up the chat there, Sarah. I don't like to wake up to people trying to ruin everybody's experience. I love the mods. They're all. It's so nice that you guys like volunteer your time to hang out and make sure this is a fun, happy, safe place for everybody. Yes, I think in order of what I would want on my breakfast sandwich, I think maybe English. No, I'm torn. I'm torn between number 3. I don't know whether I'd want English muffin or bagel. It can't be an everything bagel. Everything bagels are gross. I'm sorry. And it might just be my massive aversion to onions, but like that's all I taste on an everything bagel. It just tastes like a big fat onion to me. So but I mean, if I was going to have a bagel, no one has these anymore. Has anybody out there had an egg bagel? Like, I feel like that's what I grew up with was egg bagels, and now I can't find them anymore. Every time I try and order something from Instacart at my local grocery store, it's just like plain, or everything. Plain, everything. Or every once in a while, there's like a blueberry bagel. But I can't find egg bagels anymore. I used to love egg bagels. Those are my absolute
At
favorite.
Mangulu says lit. He is.
I am live. I am live right now.
At It's Forrest says I'm so tired.
Well, go to bed. I mean, I'm not tired. I seriously got like 4 hours of sleep
The
last
Glynn
night.
husband says you mean like an egg on a bagel, or do you mean it's baked into the bread?
It's baked into the bread. People don't even know
At
about
Gothic
these
has
anymore.
Little Shipov Gothic says and soft cheese.
They were actually egg flavored bagels. Like Lenders used to make them. They're so good. But yeah, they don't make them anymore. Oh, I just realized I left the window behind me open because I need to get some air in here. Except every once in a while the wind starts coming, so the ocean's like right behind me.
At XX Reaper Void says just egg is my go-to.
So
At
egg,
Breadip says no. That sounds delicious.
yeah, an egg
At
bagel,
User
but
Stimmengen
like
Adventure says the riddle the question.
Go.
I have cities, but no houses. I have mountains, but no trees. I have water, but no fish. What am I? Answer it, please.
I don't know.
Sericum 7808 says is my less than 7 hours of sleep and it will be a bad day.
Yeah,
Devlin Fisherman 27 says yum, that would be great.
So I
At
guess
Forrest says
I don't know the answer to that riddle. I also my brain is functioning just enough to get through the words that I'm trying to say. I don't know if I can handle doing any riddles at this time of the morning. Petey, do you know I have something but no cities, houses but no cities, mountains but no trees? No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know either. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay. So my number 3, if I could get an egg bagel, my number 3 sandwich bread would probably be sourdough, because that's you can get the bread basically at any place. Everybody has sourdough. That's a good bread. Number 2 would be an egg bagel if I could get it, but croissant just like so far and away number 1. Now here's a baller move. Here's something if you want to go wild. If you want to have like a ham, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich, but get a chocolate croissant. I know it sounds gross, but it's so good. You get a chocolate croissant with ham, egg, and cheese, or like if I'm going back and forth here on the bagel. Have you ever had a French toast bagel? There's a place right down the street that way, I think, that does a French toast bagel, and it's like super.
says that answer makes no sense.
Ooh, yeah. What was?
At Slob3R says Ralph and Tom are my favorite cats.
All right, good job.
Alex Forrest says I'm a go goodbye.
Yeah, all right, sorry.
At User Stimmengen Adventure says answer is map.
Map.
At
Oh,
Museus 39 says it stops every time I say something.
Well, sorry about
The
that.
husband
But that
says
time it
sweet
worked.
stuff should only be safe for desserts. Like
No.
pineapple on a pizza lol.
No, pineapple on
At
the
Twist
pizza is
3D
the
Goose
best.
420 says I just like food. I'm not too picky to be honest. At
I
Twist
am.
3D Goose 420 says yes.
Yes.
At Lucia says hey so. Your
Hey,
voice
so.
is making me sleepier. Insert crying emoji.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I was
At
trying to
Hunter
make it
says
be
have you
soothing.
tried the spinach cheese breakfast sandwich?
I'm not a big fan of
one
spinach.
says OMG the chicken is back.
Yeah,
Boyd 8822 says fresh croissants with orange marmalade is my favorite.
there you go. That sounds pretty
At
good.
Magnusius39 says at Magnusius39 says at Magnusius39 says hello.
Hello.
At
You
Cookie
said
IYT
seemed like
says at Cookie IYT says hi.
it seemed like Magnusius was saying hi to
Duck says chocolate
themselves.
crescent with that why just. Why haha love it.
Which why
Goodwin
just
Husband says tell us about the chicken from your videos from 18 years ago. What was his name?
chicken from my
At
videos
XX
from
Reaper
18
Voix
years
says egg
ago?
bread sounds interesting. I will
Did
ask
I
my
have a
local baker
chicken
about it.
In my videos
At
18 years ago?
7808 says grilled ciabatta breast with seasoned scrabbled eggs
Oh,
on top.
Ciabatta bread's pretty good. I like ciabatta bread.
At Userston
Chewbacca.
Engen Adventure says lol slalol slalala.
There is
Goodwin
a
Husband says chicken and go-go dancers.
Oh, well, I mean, one of the go-go dancers was, God, I gotta get rid of some of that old stuff. I can't even imagine some of the old stuff. YouTube, it was basically just like, I had kind of like a weird girlfriend at the time, and her idea of fun, hold on, I have to move my microphone, it's gonna go thump, 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 was to like make weird videos, and we would put them online. I don't remember that chicken per se, unless, I think maybe there was like a fake cartoon chicken that was like chasing me across my yard at that point. God, those are so weird. But there was I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. I got to skateboard with a chicken. One of the, God, I still remember. So we launched this channel January 1st, 2020. And of course, everybody remembers 2020, even though they'd like to, there's a plane behind me. That's loud. A lot of people like to forget it. But like, was it March or April? They shut down the beaches here in California, which in retrospect is absolutely insane. They wouldn't let us surf. Like, they wouldn't let us go to the beach. They wouldn't let us surf. They didn't want us anywhere near each other. As if anybody in California wants to be within 6 feet of another surfer to begin with. But regardless, they didn't allow us to go to the beach. And I just started this channel called Blind Surfer. And we were trying to find anything else to do. And I remember one day, Josh, my surf coach, at his house, or his parents' house, they had a skateboard ramp that Danny Way, the pro skater, because it's his cousin, had made, and it was a 5 foot, maybe 6 foot, I think a 5 foot ramp, and I had never ever done that before. And we did this whole long episode of like learning to drop in on a skateboard ramp, and it was what he did was, instead of just making me drop in on the 5 foot ramp like out of the blue, like first time, he was taking a drill and he was drilling in like blocks, like little pieces of 2x4, and so we started like a foot and a half up, and then like 3 feet up, and then 3.5 feet up. Like, I'd put the tail on the block and then drop in from that area, and he was like allowing me to do it in steps, which is super cool. But I do remember, I'm thinking of this because Blind Husband was asking about a chicken from 18 years ago, but this is a chicken from 5 years ago. For some reason, Josh's family had chickens, and that chicken that they had that day, they were down to one. They had a bunch, but they kept getting picked off by like the local coyotes or something. But in that video, there's a chicken riding my skateboard, and the chicken's like going back and forth on the ramp. And I was like, what? Even the chicken can do this ramp? Chicken's making fun of me. And then I remember when I was standing at the very, very top of the ramp, Danny's in the background because you could hear the chicken. The chicken's going like, bark, 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 as I was at the top of the ramp, and I was shaking like a leaf. Like, I couldn't see the bottom of the ramp, but I knew how high I was. I knew how high, and I knew as soon as I stepped on that nose, I was just going to go straight down. And there was that stupid chicken in the background. And Danny's like, don't be chicken. So I had her telling me not to be chicken. I had the chicken mocking me, but I did. I dropped into the ramp. I'll tell you, having started the Blind Surfer channel, I would have much rather been surfing, but I felt like it was quite the accomplishment. I'd been a skater for a long time. What did I break here? Come on, make noise.
The voice is even more amazing. Chef, how are you, dude? Matt Honker says that was the original Pete Heard is ours video.
Yeah.
At XX Reaper Voix says I know that feeling. At Twist 3D
I did.
420 says ha 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 ha, he was definitely mocking you.
Yeah, getting mocked by a stupid chicken. I did hurt my butt. Yeah, that was probably the first time I landed on my butt pretty hard. But the craziest thing happened in that ramp. It was an old ramp. It had been through like a bunch of different weather. They ended up tearing it down like a month after I was there.
At Magnusius 39 says 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 at Magnusius 39.
Yeah, well, you would have had your message right if you didn't say your username 25 times. It's like a rapper. All the rappers are like, big crazy in the house. Here's big crazy in the house. They say their name a million times. Well, I guess, these days I listen to songs and I there's like songs that are in my workout that I hear again and again and again and again. But if I was to like try and find it on Spotify, I'm like, I don't know who sings that song. I have no idea. Like, unless I go over to my phone and I tap on the screen, or if I ask Siri, I'm like, hey Siri, who sings this? Because, they just play like on rotation. I have even crazier. There are books that I've listened to. Like, I've listened to entire novels. I'm talking like, like a 12 or 14 hour thing on Audible. And someone will be like, what are you listening to? I'll be like, I have no idea. I don't know the title of it. I don't know the author of it. Because, like, you just listen to something, then Audible will recommend, like, here's a book you might like, and you listen to the first preview, and you're like, that's pretty good. And then, like, once it's over, I'm like, I gotta figure out who wrote that thing, and find the artist, and see if I can find another book from there. But yeah, like, it is difficult. So Magnusius there saying at Magnusius, like, I guess it would be kind of funny if you're listening to an audiobook and they just like reminded you, like, by the way, this book is written by Pete Gustin. Here's chapter 5. Hope you're enjoying. I'm telling you, I don't even know half the time. That chat is a little bit behind.
At LifeAuthor757 said, how are you, dude?
I'm good. How are you doing? I'm good.
At XX Reaper Void Sex said, I broke my tooth trying my hardest and still have a broken tooth as reminder, aha.
What were you trying to do?
Thebland Fisherman 27 said, foo that chalked. At Lucius said, LMAOO.
I had a friend who broke a tooth in high school. I'm not sure if he was trying to impress a girl or if he just thought it'd be a good idea, but he was trying to open a soda bottle, shall we say, at a party, and he clamped his tooth onto it, and the bottle cap came off. To his credit, he got it off, but also a piece of his tooth came off. And I don't recall if he ever fixed it. I think it was like small enough that it didn't need to be fixed. But yeah, that was a mistake you make once, trying to open a soda bottle with your teeth. Yeah, don't do that at home, kids. Just so you know. So I'm coming down the ramp, right? And it was how big are the boards on a ramp? I think they're like 6 feet by 4. I think it was like made up. Sorry, every time I hit that microphone, it makes a lot of noise in my earbuds. So there's all these like 6x4 planks in the ramp. And what happened was the first time I was coming down the ramp, I was leaning way too far back. Josh told me, he's like, lean forward, like lean way forward and go with it. But I like just throwing my face down a ramp seemed mildly terrifying. So I was leaning back and I fell right on my butt. And what happened was my butt hit one of the 6x4 planks in the ramp, and it pushed it down. But the one in front of it, the plank in front of it, as I was going towards it, that one didn't get pushed down, and they became uneven. The one I was on went down a few inches, and then I slid, and my hand went in between the two planks, and then as I slid past it, the plank popped back up. I'm not sure if this is making sense, but it popped back up. My hand got trapped in the ramp, like behind me. It got caught behind me, and no one knew what happened. You couldn't really see it. Like my hand just disappeared into the ramp. And this is early on. This is why this is the origin of Keep On Rolling, because I just yelled. I'm like, my hand. And Josh and Banana both came running to try and help me out, and they both put their cameras down. So there's no footage of what happened. Because they both came to rescue me, and they didn't know, and Banana comes running onto the ramp, and as she stepped on the plank that my hand was trapped in, she was like smashing the plank into my hand more, and I'm like, back up, and they want to get to me and help me, but I'm yelling like, back up, you got to get off the ramp, and I'm trying to explain to them, like, you're standing on the ramp and you're standing on my hand. It was such a mess. And then my hand, of course, is slid under there, like cut up all my knuckles and everything. And there's footage of Josh's dad coming out. He's like, we got gauze, we got Band-Aids, we got duct tape. And I think I took the duct tape. Like my hand was such a cut up mess at that moment that I had to use some duct tape to put my hand back together. But man, when they finally reopened the beaches again,
At Joshua Purdue 416 said, I'm so lost, I just got here, face with tears of joy emoji.
I'm sorry, Joshua Purdue. I did not mean to make you lost. I was talking about the very first time that I ever dropped in on a skateboard ramp, and just how.
Timothy says, I was surfing last week and I saw a guy that had blind surfer on it. I thought it was you and swam over, but it was another blind surfer. I asked him if he knew you and he said he loves your content.
Oh, that's cool. Were you out here? There's a handful of blind surfers. I'm definitely not the only one.
Lucius says, OMG.
There's one guy in particular who has a problem with me calling myself the blind surfer. He's like, I don't like the fact that you call yourself.
Magnusius 39 says, people always told me to be careful what you do. A Billie Jean is not my lover who.
Yeah, Magnusius.
Stimengen Adventure says, warning sign. FBI evidence note case. Pete Gazin alert. Long-term blindness claim is a fake. Recent FBI surveillance confirms the subject has full sight. Case updated to active fraud.
Sure.
Casturlab says, welcome to chat. Pete can hear your messages through text-to-speech and if he triggers...
That's the Castrolabs thing, telling people how this works. If you were in the chat and I happen to press one of the couple buttons that triggers it, the messages will get read out loud. I will hear it. So far as some of the chat this morning is, that I think that FBI person, I think that they were like posting that on one of my videos yesterday, now that I think about it. But yeah, I can hear your messages if I press the button. If you'd like to guarantee that your message gets read out loud, you can do a $3 super chat or more on YouTube, and that'll get read out loud, or 200 bits on Twitch. I feel like Monday morning's a little quiet. It's a little slow. I went to bed. I think I got to bed at like 11 o'clock, maybe 11:30 last night. And I'm telling you, I was still just like vibrating from the waves I caught on Saturday. It was such an amazing feeling. I've been surfing for 10 years at this point, and I had never in the 10 years, I mean, first of all, in order to get the right spot at the right place, like say a wave is broken up into 100 pieces, just break it up into 100 even pieces, 99 of those pieces are the wrong place to be. Like, I didn't know this when I did, before I started surfing. I just thought a wave was a wave and you got on it. But there's literally a bunch of wrong places to be. Now, can you surf a wave if you're in the wrong place? Like, yeah, but it's not going to be a great ride. There's literally like one perfect place to be. And that's why if you ever watch a surfing competition, the competitors are out there like paddle. You see them going like north and south along the beach. They're trying to get themselves in that exact right spot. And so they can see the wave coming. That's the thing. They can see it. They can see it coming from a long distance, and they like try and put themselves in the exact right spot. Me, I'm just out there, and when a wave comes, it comes, and very, very, very rarely would I ever be in the exact right spot. But on Saturday, not only was I in the exact right spot, but I did the exact right thing, and it was just such an amazing sensation to be like gliding in the water and not being thrown around or tossed or beaten up by the wave breaking. It just held for me, and it just. I'm gonna see if I can clean up the audio, because the GoPro on the nose of the board is still picking up some of the noise, but you hear me. I say, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. Because it was just, and I had that time to realize that it was that good of a wave. And the water was super warm this weekend. I did not know this. So Banana and I, if you don't know, we spent most of our lives on the East Coast, spent most of our lives living in the Boston area. And when we took our last vacation to Block Island, which is off the coast of Rhode Island, and we were telling someone that we were moving to San Diego, and the guy like blurts out, he's like, oh, the water's freezing out there. I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought he was wrong or joking or something. And he was our bartender at like a beach bar, and he'd spent his career was like traveling around the country going to different beach bars and stuff. He had a boat that he lived on. He's like, oh no, he's like, I lived out in San Diego for a while, and the water's just so cold. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't know. So my experience in Southern California, like just growing up in the Boston area, I when I had vision, I used to watch Pamela Anderson bouncing around on the shores of the Southern California beaches in Baywatch, and like everybody in that show had like a bathing suit on, and they were jumping in and out of the water looking like they had the best time ever. But yeah, most of the year out here in Southern California, the water is like right around 60, 62, something like that, and it's freaking chilly, and I get cold easily to begin with. So, and then, throughout the actual winter, like December, January, February, it's getting down below 60. And like, my circulation blows. I'll be out there with like, my fingers are starting to get blue. My toes are blue. It gets so cold. This whole myth that it's 72 and sunny and the water is warm is definitely not real. It is but this weekend the water was
Edwin
like
Fisherman 27 says, do you drink?
the water was like 75 degrees. Yeah, on occasion.
At user Stimengen Adventure says, wipe you out?
Yeah.
Thiglint Husband says, how's your shoulder recovery going, by the way? Everything go well this weekend.
So this was the first
At
weekend.
Lucius says, weren't you the one that was spamming lol?
Not me. Wasn't me. I can't spam myself. That'd be crazy. So this weekend, it's been like a really nice summer, and the wave has been really good. And I've only been able to get out there one day a week because my shoulder's been such a mess. But this is the first time I got to go out on Saturday and Sunday. I was like, hey, check it out. I finally got to get out both days, and I was trying to.
Edwin Fisherman 27 says, supposed to say, do you coffee?
Do I? Oh no, I don't do coffee. I can't put anything in my stomach in the morning. But I also, like, I wake up, I mean, you guys basically see me. If you start the show, that's me being awake for about 15 minutes. Like, I start basically groggy like anybody, but I get going pretty quick. And if you put like caffeine in my system right away, like that's too much. So I can't do coffee. I can't do caffeine in the morning. It's all like way too much.
At user Stimengen Adventure says, hey Pete,
Hey.
you've mentioned that you surf by feeling the swell and listening to the ocean.
True.
How do you differentiate the sound of a perfect wave opening up versus a wave that is about to close out?
Well,
Modi 2166 says, hi cool guy.
hey, what's going on? Good morning.
2218 says, hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking. That's mighty thoughtful. I'm good, but not great. How are you? Because I'm kind of awful. It's some song that, remember I was talking about songs that like come up on my Pandora, and I have no idea who sings it. I've heard that song a billion times. I have no idea who sings it. So I really don't know. Oh, I'll answer the question about surfing in a second.
At Joshua Purdue 416 tipped $4.99 through Super Chat.
Thanks, Drew.
I'm so sick of people saying you're faking blindness. People are joyful holes and you shouldn't have to deal with that. I watch your content a lot.
Yeah, thank you for that. You know what made me sad? Thank you for that. That was a super chat. If you do $3 more on YouTube, it'll get read automatically, just like that. And I am also getting sick, and I think some people like don't listen. They're just rage baiting, which is true to a degree. But it just, if you're new to my channel and you see me, surfing or doing something, like I always try and do at least once or twice a week, I try and do something like, my surfing blind series is like, hey, I'm blind, but I surf. I'm overcoming this challenge. I'm trying to motivate and inspire people. And then if the comment section is full of he's fake, people don't know what's real. Like if they see I'm fake 30 times in the comment section, they'll be like, oh, he's fake. And then it completely takes away from the message. Then I'm just some like faker. But the thing that bums me out, and it angers me. Like I'm like, especially, I don't know, like when I wake up and check the messages and I wake up to, oh, this guy's a faker. Someone on Instagram that I've recently been kind of blowing up on, I'm at like 206,000 followers on Instagram right now, which isn't nearly what I have on TikTok or YouTube, but I've never been that popular on TikTok, on Instagram. But someone was reading a bunch of my comments because I felt like I was being trolled. Everybody's like, well, he's in the comment section. He's responding to comments. He's clearly faking. And I'm like, I could be nicer. I could obviously be nicer, but I'm like, you're clearly an idiot. I'm like, if you don't understand, to me, the whole thought process, like they're like, you can't respond to the comments because you're blind. And I'm like, that is, what their thought process is that I'm blind, so I can't use my phone. And it's like, it blows my mind. I'm like, you think it's 2026 and blind people can't use their phones? Like, that blows my mind that is what you think, that is where you're, like, there's no technology that will allow me to use my phone. So I will respond in not the nicest way. I just get fed up with it when you hear this stuff like time and time, day after day. Hey, there
Mystery_girl27 just followed.
Thank you, Mystery Girl. I appreciate the follow. That's on Twitch, by the way. First new follow of the morning over on Twitch. Thank you, Mystery Girl. If you follow me on Twitch, just like that, your username will get read out loud. Steve shows up on the screen, and apparently he gets blasted in the face with confetti. So if you want to come on over to Twitch, the notifications are good, the chat is good, and I did enable some use of channel points. We haven't had that happen yet this morning, but I'll try and enable some cheaper ones as well, because the two that we enabled were 2,000 points each, which is kind of a lot. But anyway, so someone on Instagram this weekend, I was kind of like floating through, and they were like, what happened? You used to be so nice. Now you're kind of a jerk. I'm like, yep. And that's how it's coming off. Like, that's exactly how it's coming off. Like, I'm coming off like the jerk because I'm responding to people that are just...
Angeli Fry's just redeemed voiceover voice, activate.
Okay.
So it's time for Pete to break out his big voice.
All right, so for 2 minutes, that's 2,000. That's 2,000 points. I was telling people I would give them a way to redeem their channel points with something. So I gotta think of a topic. I will talk about how I catch a wave, and I'm gonna do the whole thing in a movie trailer voice, which does work on this. So let me do set timer for 2 minutes. All right, it is starting. Now I'm going to fire off some music. And we'll do this whole thing like it's a trailer. The person that... there we go. The person that asked how I catch a wave, how I can determine the difference between a wave that's crashing or a wave that's going to peel is a little difficult to explain. However, I listen as I'm laying on my board. What's that noise behind me? What is about to happen? Sometimes the wave starts to peel from a distance and you hear it crashing, coming your way, slowly making its way towards your toes. And at the last moment, I feel it touch the end of my feet and I know that it's time to stand up, time to get ready to make the drop. Other times, the wave sounds angry. It's coming at you like a lion, roaring, getting ready to devour its prey. And all you can do is hope that you hang on, hope that you can survive. And as the wave explodes all around me, I steady myself, stack my balance, and try to stay on my feet. As the wave explodes, the ocean writhes, and I try to stay on my feet and come out of the mess that is a wave. But in general, all waves are a last-minute compensation for me. I don't really know what it's about to do until it happens. Do I hear them coming? Yes. Can I feel them coming? Yes. But only in the instant before they actually arrive. If I could see them coming, I could plan. I could try and make... Oh, the 2 minutes is over. That was a fast 2 minutes. I could try and make a plan for what was going to happen. But I don't.
The blind husband just redeemed 90 seconds of only the text-to-speech chat.
Now the exact
so it's
opposite.
Time for Pete to shut up.
Thank you. That was actually harder than I thought because I know what I was going to say. So now the blind... So now we're doing the exact opposite. So I got to turn on the chat. This one is kind of scary. See, so what they're doing is they're redeeming channel points on Twitch. And the first one was for me to do movie trailer voice.
Husband says I don't think he can handle it. Let's see what questions you guys have.
Yeah, so for 90 seconds...
Fry says we might have to adjust these, haha.
It's you guys. Set timer for 90 seconds. 90 seconds. All right, so now it's you guys. It's all you. You start saying stuff. Let's see if this thing's working. I'll start it when the first one actually happens. Oop,
so, YOLO, is that
there
what
we
it
go.
is? I'm loving my new theater surround sound system, lol.
I bet you it sounds pretty good. Let's see what's happening. I'm trying.
Devlin
There we
Desmond
go.
said, please go to YouTube and watch The Blind Husband.
I've made an unboxing video of the Penguin soap.
Nice.
Moyaho clip says him here again.
You guys. You. Come on.
At 246 Anonymous says Steve, you're an inspiration. I learned how to surf while I couldn't always walk. I'd leave the water and get my crutches. Now I surf 6 days a week.
I'm not allowed to talk. You guys have to say stuff. And my name's not Steve.
The blind husband says he can't hold himself back, he has to respond. At user Stimengen Adventure says, hey Pete, since you and your wife Banana created the Blind Penguin Mystery Scent Soaps, what is the absolute weirdest or most chaotic scent suggestion a fan has guessed so far? Angel 3 Fry says IDK if you heard my message, but I think the channel points might need to cost more. It might be too cheap on my opinion. Mystery Girl 27 says I'm actually kind of falling asleep, you sound calming. At Lucia says, so how tall are you? I'm curious. Fedlin Fisherman 27 says, guys, let's keep the 90 seconds of only TTS respectful, appropriate, thank you. Fedlin Husband says, I agree, you should charge more points for the voiceover.
Am I allowed to? There, that was 90 seconds.
Matt Honker says the count points are cheap.
What, you think so? You think 2,000 points is cheap? Stop. There we go. Yeah, I didn't. That was.
The Blind Husband says that's some premium stuff, bro.
Hold on. Stop. I'm trying to shut off my
Angel
morning
3
alarm.
Fry says I have 20,000.
You have 20,000. All right, that's a lot of points. I guess I thought 2,000 points would be a lot.
Chaos Draco says actually about to order some mystery soap soon as my hand soap dispensers are getting kinda low.
Nice. And the mystery soaps.
System Adventure says, hey Pete,
Yep.
since you and your wife Banana created the Blind Penguin mystery scent soaps, what is the absolute weirdest or most chaotic scent suggestion a fan has guessed so far?
No one. So we.
Nas says who I've always loved when Steve shows up on the channel. I had a GSP growing up and there are wonderful dogs if you take care of them.
He's asleep in bed right now. See, he has no interest. He's smart. He stays in bed. He's like, I'm not gonna wake up until Banana wakes up. So he's in there. He's in there smooshing her. I didn't take any suggestions.
Says what's funny is that I did not catch the hands LMAO.
I wasn't allowed to talk for 90 seconds. I felt like I wanted the chat to go a little crazier because if no one's saying anything, like if the chat isn't happening and I'm not responding, and then someone tuned in.
808 says, yeah, think the points should cost more, can be abused.
All right, I mean, I can try.
That Hobby Hooligan says, good morning, Pete.
Hold on, what's going on here? It's 70 degrees. That's great. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're in a new month here. I mean, I guess I can bump up the price. I thought 2,000 points, because don't you only get like 200, don't you only get like 250 points for watching me for an hour? Although I guess since people have been watching for so long and I never gave any way to redeem the points, I guess there's a lot of people with a lot of points. But as for the craziest scent that we came up with, we didn't have, there was nothing, like I wasn't taking suggestions from fans. I wanted to come up with, I was kind of snitty about it. I wanted to come up with all the scents on my own. I was like, I want to come up with scents that I like. There was one, what the hell was it? There was one that like, one day we thought
it says channel points 15, 366 20 streams streak. Fedlin
wow.
Fisherman 27 says I have 1,300.
Okay. See, that seems more normal. They're talking about on Twitch, by the way. You can, and I'm going to try and come up with different ways to redeem channel points.
8742 says hello.
Hey, Starfire. Thanks for joining the conversation. Good morning to you. Getting into the work week here, getting into a Monday. I was saying LT gave me a bunch of animated emotes.
Hobby Hooligan says hello, Starfire.
Wait, what about hello to me? Hello, Starfire. Hello, Hobby Hooligan. Some good names in the chat this morning. And LT gave me like a bunch of animated emotes that I'm going to try and upload today, although I feel like this day is going to be extraordinarily busy. I'll try and get to it anyway. Asking me about the scents. So we made one that didn't make the cut. It was like supposed to be, at first we thought it kind of like smelled like
27 says 2,900 for a taste test.
I mean, I guess, but I don't want to like be eating stuff first thing in the morning. I was nervous about that. Like, I don't want to be doing a blind guy taste test first thing in the morning.
Other day, I went to search your name on Google and I saw a pic of Primetime Pete Guston.
What is Primetime Pete Guston?
3983 says good morning. Sorry, I missed most of the stream.
That's okay. I told you guys.
8742 says hello, Hobby Hooligan. Happy Monday, lol.
I told you guys I wasn't even going to do one today, except I just couldn't sleep, and I was laying there since like 4:45. I was so wide awake at 4:45 in the morning. I was like, I might as well go in there and do the show. And I was like, no. I think it's, even if you're not sleeping, as long as you're like resting, I think I was like at least doing my body some good. So I laid there all the way until 5:45, and then I got up and came in here. The one flavor, like we thought it was going to be like our 7th or 8th flavor scent, you know what I mean, on the Blind Penguin soap. So we thought it was gonna be like our 7th or 8th scent, and at first like we added some apple and we're like, this is pretty good, and then we added some like sweetness to it, and we're like, now it kind of tastes like, it kind of smells like, I keep saying taste, kind of smells like apple cider, but then we added some like sweetness to it. There was some like bakery, like we were mixing a bunch of things, and we totally like, they're like, you know what this smells like? It smells like an apple cider donut, kind of. And we're like, all right, this one's good. It's like sweet. Like that's, all the scents, if you haven't gotten, what's that noise? It's like a fire alarm going off a couple houses away. That's not great. I wanted them all to like smell good, smell delicious, be like something you want to eat. I'm talking about the Blind Penguin frothing hand soaps, by the way. And we had this one that we totally decided was going to be like a apple cider donut scent. And then this is why I didn't just launch the things like in a day, because we took about 8 months to use the soaps ourselves and like, see how they worked and see how they lasted. Because that one, after like 2 weeks, Then it just started to smell like vinegar. I'm like, how did that thing go from smelling like sweet apples to smelling like vinegar? Like someone was at the house and we had like 2 or 3 of them in every bathroom, and everybody would come over and like, oh, I like that one. I forget who it was, came walking out like holding that one. They're like, this one's horrible. Like, is this on purpose? And we squirted it into our hands and we're like, oh yeah, it smells like vinegar. What happened there? So we had to trash that one. And then we found one more. Who's trying to break into my room? If I could see, I'd tell you. If they'd say something, I'd know. I think it's one of the puppies, but
says these will be the first non-lavender scented soap
no, they're not
I
gonna
ever
join us.
ordered. I love lavender a lot, lol.
Lavender was a little boring.
7808 says, did your friends pitch in on scent feedback?
Yes. Yeah. But I feel like we didn't get anybody saying, no
Edwin
one.
Fisherman 27 says, I'm sure it doesn't taste good.
No, don't eat the soap. Don't eat the soap. Don't put the soap in your mouth. Don't taste the soap. Don't lick the soap. Don't do anything oral with the soap. You should only wash your hands with it.
Chat. Pete can hear you.
That thing's supposed to launch every, I don't mind it playing. That thing was supposed to play every 15 minutes. How long have I been on for? I feel like I've been on for like 5 minutes. 7:05. I think I've been on for like 50 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I was looking to, I picked a bunch of scents that I liked. So I didn't pick anything gross. Although so I started making the soap. It kind of came from one day Banana was on a vacation. She was taking one of her vacations. I think she was back in Boston. It was over a year ago I started doing this. And from way, way, way back in the day when the movie Fight Club came out, I was a, susceptible 20-something-year-old guy. And I thought it was super cool that Tyler Durden made soap. And I back in the day, I tried making my own hand soap. Now, of course, I couldn't make it from the fat of people going through liposuction like they did in the movie Fight Club, but I had like a beeswax based soap, and I used to try. I made some like cool looking ones because I could see back then. It was like a kind of my best one was like this kind of almost translucent, like an opaque blue bar of soap, and if you held it up to a light, you could see through it, and then it had like flecks of dark purple in it, so it was like an aqua blue with dark purple flecks in it. And I mean, honestly, it didn't smell like much. It wasn't the greatest hand soap, but it looked very cool. But I've kind of always been interested in stuff like that, and it kind of struck me that like, ooh, I can make scents. Like I just like creating stuff, and creating scents seemed like fun to me. So the first thing I had to learn how to do was make soap, like actually make soap. And then I had like all these different chemicals that I had coming to the house, and I was trying to like mix them in ratios. And of course I can't do it like the tinctures and like the milliliters that I was supposed to. I was just kind of like pouring it all together. And I thought I finally got it. And I'm like, I put the surfactant in there, like the stuff that's supposed to make it froth up, and I'm like squirting it out, and it's just going bleh, like just liquids coming out. I'm like, God, this is so hard. Like, what am I doing wrong? And I was telling Nisha about it, and she's like, oh, are you using the frothing hand pump? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, apparently, the pump, and not apparently, like, this is true, the pump that you use is the thing that puts the air in the soap that makes it froth. And I didn't know that. I just gone on Amazon and bought like a bunch of regular pumps. And as it turned out, I'd spent like 3 days trying to nail the formula that would make a frothing hand soap. And I had nailed it on the first day. I was using the wrong stupid pump. And then just to be like, to see if I could put a scent in it, I put it was like an orange peel or mandarin peel or something like that. Let's see. Hey, this is cool. Me talking about, thank you, Robert. Robert just grabbed a box of Blind Penguin frothing hand soap as I'm sitting and talking about its origins. So yeah, Banana was away on vacation, and you can get yours at blindpenguin.com. And I just decided I was going to make soap. And so I don't know, I had some like fragrance oils in the house, and it was, I forget what it was called, it was like orange peel or mandarin peel or something like that. And I didn't even necessarily care what it smelled like, but I was like, I made soap. And I put scent in. I didn't think too much of it. And I was all excited. I was all proud. Like I figured out the formula. I made it. It frothed. It was good. Like my first couple formulas, it was like kind of sticky. Like you'd wash your hands, and then afterwards you felt like you needed to wash your hands again. But eventually I got the formula like perfect, so that it was like this clean soap that would wash off nicely. And I was so excited. I was like, Banana, wash your hands with this. And she washed it, and I didn't tell her that I'd made it or anything. She washes her hands with the first batch of soap that I made, and she goes, ugh, this smells like that stuff that they have at airport bathrooms. I was like, oh no. And that's, it kind of hit me like so many of the soaps that they sell in these stores are like, orange peel or lavender or vanilla or summer breeze, summer dew on a hummingbird's butthole, like stuff like that. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I came up with all these scents that basically you'd want to eat, which is why I keep saying taste, but don't taste them. So that is the long version of how the heck we came up with the Blind Penguin.
The Blind Husband says we got Mystery Box 2, and the scents are pretty good overall.
That's good.
Chaos Draco says 33.98 after taxes and everything.
Yeah.
At Hobby Hooligan says LOL the wrong hand pump.
I didn't know that there was a special pump for that. So we the boxes are $26.
27 says how much is box 1?
They're all boxes are $26.99, and then we did flat rate shipping. So unfortunately, we've mailed some. So the flat rate shipping is $6.99 for a box, but I've mailed it out to people in like Maine and Connecticut and New Jersey, and it costs like 10 or 11. So I'm like losing a bit there. But we didn't. That was one thing we didn't anticipate. Like, it's 3 bottles of soap. There's 8 ounces of liquid in each one, and it weighs 2.19 pounds. And shipping these days just blows. So we weren't. I kind of forgot, like, we're shipping liquid. Like, it's kind of heavy. So $6.99 is the shipping. If you're in the East Coast, it does actually cost a lot more, but we couldn't see charging people for that. So it's $26.99 plus $6.99 ends up being $33.98, something like that. But you get 3 bottles, and each one of them has 8 ounces, which is over 400 pumps, like 400. Although someone told me that their kid liked the scent so much that they literally went through the whole thing in one night. I was like, oh man. Like, good to know that they liked it, but that's kind of rough. You buy a bottle of soap that should last you like 3 months, and then your kid just kind of like blows through it immediately.
The Blind Husband says let people pay the shipping that it calculates for them. It shouldn't be your worry if they want it bad enough.
I don't know, but Banana's like, trust me, I'm the shopper. She's like, if people see that you're already paying $26.99 for something, and if someone in like Massachusetts, Connecticut, Jersey, Maine decides that they want it, and then you see it's like $10.48 for shipping, she's like, people aren't going to do that.
Adma Tejabron 3983 says first set of boxes were delivered Saturday, and they are excited to try them.
Nice.
Angel 3 Fry says I was a foam soap addicted kid too.
It's so.
Adjusterstemengen Adventure says how do you read the comments?
You've been here.
The husband says we do it to support you and be a part of the experience. It's like a 4D at a theater almost.
Kinda, right? Like you're getting the extra scent, the extra
Lucia
experience.
Says RNDMQS. Do people ever recognize your voice out in public before they realize who you are?
Yes.
Mystery Girl 27
yes, actually.
says, well, your hands don't smell like dirt after playing in mud.
What do they smell like? Yes, that is definitely. People say that a lot, like when they recognize me. Now when I just used to be a voice actor, which I am, but when I used to just be a voice actor, of course I am still a voice actor, except now I'm on social media, so people have the ability to see what I look like. But a lot of times people be like looking, I guess, they'll be like, hey, is that? And then I open my mouth. They'll say like, there's like, oh, as soon as you started talking, I knew it was you. I guess I have a mildly distinctive sounding voice. Right before I was thinking about the way that I look. And right before I went live, I had my YouTube up because I like to monitor to see if the stream is actually going to work. And right before I went live, a comment came in, and I think the person was serious. Like, I can never tell if I'm being trolled or not. But the person said, they're like, is the reason you have stubble, or what do they say? Is the reason you have the short beard because you're blind and you can't see to shave your face? I'm like, what the hell? What is the thought process there? Like, this is hard. If I couldn't handle the act of shaving, I would just shave completely. I would just take the razor blade and shave everything off. That would be easier. This whole thing where I cut down a little bit right here, and then, I cut this line underneath here, because if I just let this grow, I'd look like a weird caveman, like with hair down to here and like hair basically, like I don't know if this, again, I can't really see other people's faces, and I don't like touch other people's faces, but if I like let my facial hair grow, it grows like right up to like almost like that bone right under my eye. Like, my facial hair goes up pretty high, so I have to take the razor and like cut it down and do it. And I've been told when I draw attention to it, sometimes these two cuts aren't exactly even. And also, I didn't shave yesterday because I spent the whole day surfing and then in the pool, and then I fell asleep. But I try and cut them even just by feel. Obviously I can't see them in the mirror. But the questions I get, I don't know. I like being interactive, but I feel like the more people that see my videos and the more people that I'm exposed to, I can't tell if they're trolling me or if they actually have honest questions. I feel like there should be a button. Or
At
like
Reggie 6532 says, hi Pete. I love listening for whether or not it's you doing the announcement for something.
That's cool. It's a fun hobby. And then, what you should do is just assume that everything is me. That's a safe bet. If you hear something you think...
3983 says at Astrago he started to go blind at age 8, with losing all his sight except light sensitivity in his 30s.
Matea, if you...
Starfire 8742 says not to mention growing a beard isn't easy for some of us.
If you hit... I think I set it up again. If you go ! Blind... If anybody does it, I think if you type in ! Blind into the chat, it'll give you a short explanation of how I lost my eyesight. It was only working on Twitch. I did some work on Friday, and now I think it works across all of the platforms. That was one of the things.
Fisherman 27 says you should do one more UL stream.
One more what stream? What's a UL stream? Oh, pool. Another pool stream. It's a lot of technology, bringing it all out there. I mean, and I don't know if you guys enjoy it. Banana does book club once a month, and it's like the first Thursday of the month or something like that. Oh, so maybe this Thursday. If you guys want a pool stream,
the husband says filled with one hand, shave with the other. If it's still prickly, shave some more.
Exactly.
At Matejabron 3983 says blind.
Did it work?
At Gothic has Little Shapov Gothic says blind.
Maybe it's not working. If you do ! Blind, I tested it the other day. I tested it and it worked. Maybe it's still only working on Twitch. I don't know. It was supposed to work on Twitch and... Oh, you're probably on TikTok. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't read the thing to me. But if it's supposed to work, if you do ! Blind, it's supposed to give you the how the heck I went blind. But if it's not working...
Blind.
Whoa.
Edwin Fisherman 27 says blind.
That was kind of interesting.
Kasturlab says Pete began losing his eyesight at the age of 8 due to a genetic disorder known as Stargardt's disease. Currently, he only has light sensitivity with no ability to detect images, detail, or objects of any kind.
There you go.
At
Okay.
Gothic has Little Shapov Gothic says no.
Seemed like it worked for a blind
says,
fisherman
I kinda
there.
want to hear you read horror story.
Horror story.
Saracom 7808 says LOL. The mods also have book club on Thursdays.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Cookie IYT
Thursday's
says
the book
hi.
club day. A horror story.
At Matejabron 3983 says blind. Thiglind husband says so it only works on Twitch.
Oh, that's
At
annoying.
Cookie IYT says what's your favorite food?
I don't know. YouTube is being...
One says it's...
Yeah. I wanted to get the answer. He said it's working on...
At Kookie IYT said, what's your favorite food?
Hold on. The next one. This is it's basically like
At
the chat
Gothicus
rewind.
Little Shop Off Gothic said doesn't work on YouTube.
All right, doesn't work on YouTube, of course, because YouTube...
Boggart the Great One said it's working on Twitch, but not on YouTube it looks like.
That's so weird.
At Major Brown 3983 said, blind.
Well, all right, whatever. We got it to work on Twitch. I don't know why YouTube is being disagreeable. For all the money and all of the power of Google being behind YouTube, I would say that their features are like 50-50 whether they're going to work or not. But hey, it's working on Twitch. You can come on over to Twitch. Follow me there, Pete Gustin, at Pete Gustin on Twitch. PeteGustin. I forget, I've been kind of like stalking how many followers I had on there. I was growing by like one at a time. I think I'm at like 830, 835, something like that. Speaking of 835, it is what? 7:18. I can stick around for a few more minutes, but I do have a 7:45 session that I need to get to. Someone was saying that they wanted me to do a horror movie, but I don't have anything scary in my head right now. He was in the closet when he heard the noise. Something sneaking up the stairs, clanking, clattering, getting closer. And as he could hear the breathing of the monster approaching him, he slunk back into the corner of the closet, and the door opened, and he saw the face of evil. That's all I could think of off the top of my head. If I was going to narrate can you imagine like a whole book like that though? You can't narrate a whole book like that.
So hi, I did not realize you streamed.
That would drive people crazy.
But
Well,
Art the
now
Great
you
One
know.
says lol.
Now you know. Now you know I stream, and now you can hang out with us, all the cool people in the chat every day. So I don't commit to the Monday morning one, although I couldn't sleep last night, so I am up and doing the Monday morning one. But tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll be able to hear me at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and then Thursday and Friday is when I guarantee to wake up. I get up and do the 6 a.m. show. That's again 6 a.m. Pacific time.
Edwin Fisherman 27 says bye gang, gotta go, God bless.
Thanks, Blind Fisherman.
At
Thanks
Lucius
for stopping
says
by.
wait with that.
What was
At
that?
Cookie IYT says my name is supposed to me Cookie spelled COOKII.
Yeah, well, it's saying it. It's saying Cookie IYT, whatever the heck it just said. Your name is one of the rare ones that actually gets pronounced properly.
6532 says the face of evil. We're mom.
Hey, that's not nice.
Sarah 7808 says bye guys.
Bye guys. I
At
think
Lucia
Sarah's
says
taking
that
off
was
too.
kind of fun to listen to though.
Well, yeah, but you can't do it for like that's what I like. I was
At Gothicast Little Shapov Gothic says my books sound like that I am a natural medium and saw some ghosts.
all right. That's interesting. A natural medium that saw some ghosts. I don't think I've ever seen a ghost. Although,
Mystery Girl 27 says EHHIDK how late it be for me cause it's now about 4 in afternoon for me.
well, that's not that late.
At
That's
Hobby
just like the
Hooligan
middle of
says
the
I
day.
personally prefer YouTube but if you are trying to gain follows on Twitch just promote or post a link and funnel the cool people where you want them.
Well, I've been saying it so much that I'm like getting tired of hearing myself saying it. Like today I was taking it a little bit easy, but I am generally trying to
At
send
Dame
people over to Twitch.
1753 says hi. Love your shorts.
Thank
Keep
you.
up the amazing work.
Appreciate that. The
At LBK 5953 says sup Pete.
What's up, LBK? How's it going? I was saying the interface on Twitch works.
The Glint husband says put a specific post on your community chat on YouTube and TikTok.
Specific post on the chat. Yeah, I suppose I could do that. But yeah, it's like all the text to speech on Twitch just works a lot better. Like even when people redeemed the channel points to have me do the voiceover voice and the text to speech voice, like I get notified, like I hear it, and then when someone follows, I hear that. When the hype train starts, I hear that. When someone does a subscription, I hear that, and it all works. Like everything works over there. YouTube, we can't even get the stupid prompt to the exclamation mark blind prompt to work, which should be very easy. I don't know why that doesn't work. So yeah, I am trying to get people to come on over and follow me on Twitch at Pete Gustin. But hey, if you'd rather just stay on the platform you're on because you don't feel like grabbing another app, that's fine. But I do like trying to grow the community over on Twitch. I feel like I'm probably going to have to get into the booth shortly because there were 3 things that came in at the beginning of the show. But don't fear, don't worry. I'll be back tomorrow. Put up the chat here if anybody has any last minute comments, questions, things that they'd like to say. Wait, what did I
Do you
do?
believe in ghosts or not and do you believe in it? Put a specific post on your community chat on YouTube and TikTok. Put a
Wait,
specific post on your community chat on YouTube and it says morning.
Stop. Good morning,
Hi, love your
Sunrose. I love my
At
shorts.
Lucia Mengen Adventure says blind.
See, it's not working. It only works on Twitch, apparently. I don't know why.
At Lucia says should I download Twitch MHMMM?
I mean, if you
The
want to be
Glint husband
cool,
says have a great day, Pete and everyone.
have a great day. Have a great week. Enjoy your Monday. Thank you for stopping by. I
At User
appreciate it.
Mengen Adventure says blind failed.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I could try and
At
try and
User Mengen
troubleshoot it.
Adventure says love you Pete Gazin.
Guessing.
Sarahcom 7808 says bye everyone.
Sarah, didn't you say you already left? Sarah is the queen of in, out, in, out. I'm here. I'm not here. I'm back. I'm coming back. I'm not here. I'm there. I'm back. All right. I'm going to go start my warm-ups to start saying some words to get through the workday. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me this Monday morning. Couldn't sleep.
Mystery Girl 27 says bye have a nice day.
Thanks, Mystery Girl. Thanks for I think you were my one follow on Twitch today,
At
so
Lucia
that makes
says
you my
okay,
favorite.
You convinced me with one line.
What was the one
Garth
line?
Agreed 1 says have a great day everyone have a great day Pete good luck with work.
Thank you. Thank
At
you.
Reggie 6532 says bye.
Bye. I will talk to you
Freddie
tomorrow
Mel says
evening. Hi and bye.
At Cookie
Thanks, everybody.
IYT says do you believe in ghosts?
Sure.
At Starfire 8742 says still trying to get a new Twitch password they still haven't responded by email I'll try again.
Damn them.
At Kickstart 118 says thanks for your time. At Jesse Joystick says bye bye. At Userston Engin Adventure says bye love you Pete Gazin. At Starfire 8742 says see you later Pete.
Hobby
At
_hooligan
Foster
just
says bye
followed.
blind guy. Hobby Hooligan says I made it to Twitch. Check ya later.
Inbox. Pete at
At Matejabron 3983 says have a good day y'all. At Lucia says bye Pete.